Wow, it is 8 o'clock already on Friday night. What's up? What's up? Welcome, Moki. Thank you for tuning in. You are on an episode of Vibing in the D with Lily. This is an entrepreneur episode tonight. Be about your business. And I'm excited because I actually have somebody on that I went to school with. I get excited when I find out people that I went to school with have, started their own business and they doing a thing. And this gentleman is doing a thing in the city of Detroit. So let me go ahead and get us started and I'll bring him on. With Leah. Talking to the diamonds of Detroit today. Vibing in the D with Leah. With Leah. Talking to the diamonds of Detroit today. Vibing in the D with Leah. Talking to the diamonds of Detroit today. Vibing in the D with Lily. All right. So let me bring to the show Mr. Aaron Petway, who is the creator of DETROITIZM. What's up, Aaron?
What's up, Miss Leah? What's happening?
Nothing much. Hanging in there, doing my thing,
Yes,
How
ma'am.
are you?
I see. I'm good. I can't complain.
That's what's up.
Cannot complain at all.
Man, I'm telling you, I did not know that you had a store.
Yeah, the grand opening, we actually, January the 9th was the grand
Okay.
opening.
This year?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm not real late.
No,
I
you
ain't
ain't real late.
Okay, cool.
You ain't real late at all.
Yeah, and I do have to make it up there. But yeah, congratulations.
Appreciate you. Thank you. It's been a long
Congratulations.
journey.
That's
Thank
what's up. Yeah. So let's go back a little bit. Give us a little history about your store and your brand and how you came up with it and when you decided you wanted to do that.
How much time we have? Because this is
2
you got a
years.
little bit. Hey, listen. This is the funniest right now. This is the funniest story. But back then it wasn't funny.
Okay.
I used to work at the Marriott, right? Years ago.
Okay.
So one of the young ladies there, this is how I kind of really started out. I was messing around doing shirts. So she said, "Hey, Eric, can you do our shirts?" Oh, Kettering was having their reunion. I said, "Yeah, I can do shirts." So me and my best friend at the time, this was back, 2003, I think, 2004. Me and my best friend, he had a Udo machine. Back in the day, they had these little tabletop water-based screen print machines, right? So I did her image up for her, and she liked the image. And when we pressed the shirts were horrible. They were white with royal blue ink, right? They were so horrible. And I'm almost ashamed to tell this story, but this was really what made me, this was a character build for me.
Okay.
They were so horrible. Some of the words didn't come through the ink. So we had toothpicks, dipping them in the royal blue ink to try
to fill it in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I went to the bowling alley. She was at the bowling alley on 8 Mile, and I dropped them shirts off. And she was lit. And she had every right to be.
Right.
And from that day forth, I vowed never, ever to do anything like that. So with that being said, I just, as years went by, started doing more and more printing.
Yeah.
I became very meticulous with it because I would never go back to that moment. It's funny now, but at the time, no.
Man.
So I really I kept on printing, but I was doing heat transfers too.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't deeply in it, but I was really trying to see what it was about.
Right.
So at the time I was working 2 jobs, working at the Marriott and working at Detroit Zoo. I was grinding as always.
Okay.
And I went to Alpha Phi Alpha for my fraternity. Shout out to my frat A5A, Fair State University Zeta Beta chapter. We
Hey,
had
man.
Alpha Alpha. We had 100 convention in DC,
Okay.
and I didn't have any money to go
Wow.
anything. And my girl, who I call my sister, she was like, "Aaron, I'll pay for your ticket to get there." And I got there, and well, no, before let me back. I was doing the transfers, but it was 3 days before, 4 days before the convention.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to be, so spiritual, but I'm a spiritual guy. I pray about everything.
Okay.
And my spirit spoke to me, is like, you need to go to DC. Okay. So I got a bunch of transfers, printed them out, and I was doing specialty things with it, with adding extra paint to it or whatever.
Okay.
And every night for 3 nights in a row till 4:30 in the morning, I was printing out shirts until I had 75 shirts.
Mm.
I got to DC. That's Friday afternoon. I didn't sell one shirt.
Wow.
Came Saturday evening, I'm in the hotel. I'm like, I didn't sell them one shirt. And I'm like, Lord, I can't go back like this. I cannot go back home like this. Ladies at the crib, she was like, what did you? So I said, get on the train, go to the hotel. My frat brothers was. I had on a t-shirt that I did, and it was the only one. And as I'm walking up with this suitcase, I'm walking up this hill to the hotel in DC, and the brothers was coming out of the hotel, and one of his brothers said, bro, where you get that shirt from? I said, well, I made it. You got another one? I said, no. I want that one. I said, I just made it. He said, give me that one. He bought it off my back.
Shirt off your back.
I promise you, on my mother in her grave, rest her soul, he bought it off my back.
Wow.
So by the time I'm giving him the shirt off my back, I'm reaching down. I haven't even reached the hotel. You know how you have the turnstile doors. I'm in the circular driveway to go into the hotel where the lobby is. I never made it in. I'm reaching down in my suitcase to put on another shirt.
Right.
And brothers are coming out of the hotel, but then some of my frat brothers were coming back from on the yard, right? And it blew up.
The shirts that you had, all the shirts you made?
All the shirts, it was so crazy that literally I made like $750 within an hour.
Wow.
Within an hour. I came back home, out of all those shirts, I came back home with maybe 20 to 25 shirts. I was so stressed, Leah, because I had all those shirts and I put all that work in.
Right.
And the very last day before I flew back out. So that was a game changer for me.
Wow.
That was a game changer for me.
What was on those shirts?
It was various things for my fraternity, different images. Okay. I didn't do the average thing because, brothers coming back from the yard, when they started looking, it was like, whoa. It was none of this on the yard. So everything was different. It was tweaked. I was adding paint to it. So I was doing some really different things. So yeah, it was sweet. It was sweet. So that really kind of really woke me up to like, maybe I can do this. And I still hadn't really completely dove into it completely, but that was one of the main ingredients to starting and continuing, so to speak.
Wow.
So that was a heck of an experience for me.
It
was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, to put all that money, spent my last money into making all those shirts, and then kind of really looking at the facts of it, the reality. I'm going back home with all these shirts. And I was like, I can't go back home.
Right.
So I wasn't mad about coming back home with 25 shirts.
Heck no, after you sold all those shirts.
Listen, it was crazy. Old head brothers like,
And
brothers, you can't
you
be.
didn't think you was gonna sell them anyway. So that's
No, because I'm seriously sitting in a hotel room like these, nervous. And I just grabbed that suitcase and got on the train, the L train, whatever they call it in DC.
right.
And that was a game changer, though. I would say that was a game changer for me.
Wow. That's dope. That's dope. Like Powder Pink said, that's dope. So you got a lot of people, have started businesses during this panorama. Which I commend people who want to start businesses, but there are also a lot of people that start businesses with this I don't know, the peaches and cream mentality. That it's gonna be, all I need to do is start a business and it's all good.
She was.
Okay. Tell
Oh,
us, give us an idea of how your typical day is running a store that you own, and how many days, how many hours during the day do you normally work?
well, I have a full-time job too. So I work in the automotive industry. So when I leave that plant, I come home, I'll get like maybe 2.5 hours of sleep. I get up, I go open my store. So we're open Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I'm there from 11 to 3. And my partner is there once I leave. Then I come home, eat dinner. It's time to get back in the bed to go to work and do it all over again. Fridays and Saturdays, I'm there all day, 11 to 7. So to put it in a nutshell, like, the average person watches, I don't know how many hours of TV a week.
Mm-hmm.
I maybe watch TV 20 minutes if I can get that in.
20 minutes. Oh Lord.
Listen. I don't have time. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
It's a grind.
You
It's a
can't
grind.
even DVR nothing because you ain't gonna finish watching it.
Listen, no, I was trying to watch the Black Messiah the other day and just fell asleep.
Oh, let me tell you, if you're trying to watch Judas and the Black Messiah, you might as well just shut down your life because that took 8 years to watch as it is. That was the longest movie. Lord have mercy.
I made 20 minutes of it. I think I made 20 minutes.
Yeah. So you got 6 more hours to go. Because it's long. Oh man.
The grind is real though. It's real.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I never thought that I would see myself where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Starting from where I told you when I jacked those horrible Kettering shirts up.
Yeah.
But like I say, as the years went by, and I'm working in the plant one day. I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm working in the plant one day, and I came in still off this YouTube machine, but I was making shirts.
Okay.
And I started out with a $200 machine. Then I bought a real screen print, machine. And I just started doing the shirts. And I was in the plant selling shirts for $10, 3 for 25.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just grinding. But my whole thing with me, there were other people doing printing shirts too in the plant. But I didn't go into the plant like, who's doing this? I'm getting ready to come in. And I was telling my wife when I first got hired in, I said, you know what? I'm going here and I'm just going to do what it do.
Right.
And I did. And she was always asking me, hey, are you making any money? I was like, not really. But I'm building.
Right.
And from day one, my whole presentation was when I printed a shirt, I would fold it up and I gave it to you in a gallon Ziploc bag.
Mm.
I've always been about quality and presentation. Okay. And people were like, wow, comparing me to other people, that were doing shirts. But I'm like, look, I'm in my own lane. But they really were like, wow, you're different, because they would sell shirts, just give it to you. Mine was completely different. And I hold on to that now still.
Okay.
But the crazy thing is, Leah, and you're going back to people really wanting to do a business and thinking that it's, from my knowledge, and I've just spoke with a couple of people I work with, I am one of the only ones, or really the only one in there. Now, people hustle, but
Right.
that's not my hustle. That's a legitimate business that I started, and started a company called Thought Provoking Tees and Printing, which is my printing company. But Detroitism is my brand name for my clothing apparel. I'm the only one that's, I guess, kept going.
Okay.
And I'm still here by the grace of God.
Right.
So one day I'm standing in the plant, and I really, really, really wanted to know, was this the right thing for me to be doing? And honest to God, I'm standing there, and I stopped working, and I'm looking around, and I'm really, real talk, I'm praying to God like it's what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm looking around, I got confirmation, because Leah, everybody that I looked at, they walked past, they had on a shirt, sweater, hoodie, something, but it was printed. That was my
Yeah.
confirmation. Because there are certain things that are surely going to be in life. Hospitality,
Mm-hmm.
food and beverage. You're going to wear clothes, I hope.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. And I just, once I got that confirmation, and I prayed, and God said, I'm going to bless you with everything you ask for. You got to work for it.
Okay.
And I've been grinding hard ever since. And I'm still, it's not easy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's by no means, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like anything else, you have your ups and downs. But, I sail with it. No
So
quitters, they say.
that's what's up. So since you started doing this, what has been like your biggest challenge? Like something that just sometimes makes you want to be like, you know what?
Can I be I'm gonna keep on saying, can I be real with you? This
Yes.
is the biggest challenge. And I'm gonna say this with Black business owners. People tend to think because you're a Black business owner that your whatever your product, whatever, it's cheap, it's cheaper, or it's discounted.
Mm.
So I have people, if my price is my price, and I tell you what my price is, you want to hustle me and finagle me. Well, bro, can I? I think that's very disrespectful
Yeah.
to anybody that's put in the work to build something, and then you turn around and, but guess what? At the same time, you look down at their shoes, they got on the J's or whatever they
Okay.
have on. But when they went to Macy's or Foot Locker or the Louis Vuitton store, I guarantee you they didn't walk in there and say, "Can I get pay for these next week? Or these 300? Can I get them for 260?" No. When they
Don't
tell you that price plus
nobody
the
do
tax,
that nowhere except for
no.
Black businesses.
And this is, I really don't get people. And I think, to me, that's the most disrespectful, but it's the most frustrating thing to me. But I'm like, you know what? It's all good. It's because either, if you don't buy it, I'm not mad at you.
Right.
Like with my brand, everybody doesn't like Nike. Everybody doesn't like Adidas. Everybody won't like Detroitism. I'm fine with that. That's good. But what you cannot do is, I think the thing we're supposed to do is, we don't share information. We won't. A lot of times I talk to other business owners, and I just kick the real. I try to barter with people.
Right.
If I know that you're doing something, well, hey, you have something I can use. I have something you can use.
Right.
Let's get together and let's build. You think about all the other ethnic groups. They build their communities together.
They sure do.
Now, I saw a documentary I don't even think it was a documentary, but it had they were showing as far as the circulation of the dollar from the Asian community, the Arab community, the whites and blacks. The Asians, and don't quote me, say their money stayed in their community 13 days and it trickled down. I stayed in our community for minutes because as soon as we get it, but you take that money that you just worked for and you're going to go spend it with somebody else that's not yours, and I'm not being racist, but that's how we build. You'll take that money, go spend it somewhere else. They get in their vehicle in the city that you live in. We're talking about particularly Detroit or any other urban city.
Right.
They get in their vehicle from the weed shops to the liquor stores, and guess what? They going back home.
Yep.
And we constantly patronize, but we can't even, in the city of Detroit, how many black-owned liquor stores do you have that actually have a liquor license? No, they have a beer and wine. But then we won't even patronize our own people. But then when you patronize, you either want to hustle them out of it, you know what I'm saying?
They want to hook up.
Or you want to rob them. And I'm not being, I'm not racist.
That's real talk. No, that's just real.
I am about my peoples. But the thing is, if we truly did what the Arab community does, the Asian community does, we're more powerful than we realize. Let us stop spending our money for a month in this country and see what happens. Let every black person not spend one dime outside of their community and see what happens. They'll be begging us, oh, please, please, please.
We just won't do it, though.
We won't. And we won't share information either, like I was saying earlier. You know, people like, Leah, I can't, oh, no, don't tell Leah, because Leah going to start doing better than me.
Yeah.
I believe this. What God has for you is for you.
Exactly.
Can't nobody take away thought-provoking teas and printing. Can't nobody take away the Detroitism brand. Because nobody gave it to me but God. So that's why I grind hard, you know. So I just wish we were stronger as black folks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And customer service is A1. That's for sure. You ever been to a restaurant? Let me ask you this. You ever been to a black restaurant? Or we'll say any restaurant.
Yeah.
Nice restaurant, though. But you walk into the bathroom and it smells like urine, or it's not clean. Or you look up in the ceiling and it's water damage.
Smell like
but you look.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you look and you know that this business has been booming. To me, that's disrespectful because you have your community patronizing you, but you can't show them enough respect to keep your house together and in order.
Right.
I shouldn't walk into a bathroom. I just paid $125 for a meal for me and my wife, but I go in the bathroom and smell like piss. Excuse me.
No, you good.
Know what I mean? I just don't, I don't, you know, then the customer service, if we were on our game with everything, we're unstoppable. But we stop each other. We stop each other.
That's true.
You know, and that's the sad part. So I just really try to do what I do. I'm always A1. If anybody that knows me, I've never changed. I'm the same Aaron. I'm humble. And I think that's what has gotten me this far, you know, with the grace of God. It's too much I want to do. But this t-shirt brand isn't, honestly, I'm not trying to sell people apparel. And I'm not being arrogant. You're going to buy it anyway. Because it's nice. And this is what people tell me. It's nice. But I'm not trying to sell you apparel. You know, this is just really a brick to my house that I'm building. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, I know, what's Detroitism? I'm sorry, we just talking, and you don't even know what Detroitism is. So let me let everybody know what Detroitism is, and I really want people to tap into what it is because it's all true.
Mm-hmm.
Detroitism is not just a word, but a culture that exists amongst those of us who love, take pride, and represent our city to the fullest. Plain and simple. You know, so I always say if you don't live here, you live
Mm-hmm.
outside the city, but you have a business in the city, and people patronize you, and you're giving back, that's Detroitism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's his love for the city. If you take pride in your city, that's Detroitism. You know, other brands that are in the city, that's Detroitism.
So yeah, when you talk about other brands, also tell us about it's not just Detroitism brand in your store. You
Right.
have other brands in the store.
Yes, the actual store is called My Creative Brands. And the concept came from we just decided we used to be down on 6 Mile and Evergreen. And I wasn't the owner then. I was just one of the brands in the store.
Okay.
So we relocated maybe 2 years later. So we have like 15 or 20 other brands in the store now. And we just give them an opportunity to showcase their art through apparel. You know, and I tell all the brands all the time, I said, look, I don't want to be just the regular apparel store. From the look of my store to the smell of my store to the music that you hear in my store, you know, we really try to set a comfort base. So when people come in, they're like, you know, we have a fish tank in there, nice velvet chair, you know, chessboard. So when you come in, you're like, whoa, it smells good. Wow, it looks good. And then you see the apparel, you know, and the thing with My Creative Brands is everybody in that store has a story behind their brand.
Okay.
You know, and it's some of the brands in there is one particular brand when every time I talk to them, they either sometimes I have to walk away from them because their story is it's so deep, it's crazy. It gives you chills. How they started their brand. You know, so that's something that I really wanted to create with me and my partner Dice, just to have a home base where people can come to and shop. Like people come to the store, they're like, man, I'm not going to the mall. For what? When I can come here in my community. You know,
That's
so it's dope. You know, some of the brands that are in the store, Stone Jungle, Loyalty, Success Over Sleep, Bonafide Design, Sassy Cheek, Grade A. We even have a young brother in there, 16 years old.
really
His brand is Got It Out the Mud.
Oh, okay.
And this young brother, I'm trying to just groom him and really show him because he really got something going. Very intelligent, knows what he wants, and he got some good stuff. You know, so just to be able to have that something that God gave me that I can share with somebody else to help build a community, you know, and network together is dope to me. It's dope. You know, I told him right after we opened it up, I don't believe in being in a community and not give back to the community.
Right.
You know, I don't, it's not right. You know, so I try to do the best I can to make sure we stand up to those standards and just give you good quality apparel, customer service, ambiance, atmosphere, the whole thing. Yeah. So it's been a blessing.
That's what's
it's a roller coaster ride, but
I bet it is. We're gonna take a brief break and just update folks on some other things that are going on.
Yes,
join me for lunch every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the YouTube channel Experience the Facebook group Lunchtime Chat with Experience, and also Groove Radio Detroit. See you then. So, Aaron.
Yes, ma'am.
You said it smells good in the store, it looks good, it's clean. I just have one, I'm just out of curiosity because I haven't been in the store yet.
Uh-huh.
The music that you play in there, is it Detroit music?
Some of it is.
Uh-huh.
But I'm a music lover.
Okay.
I don't listen to the radio.
Okay.
Honestly. I'm a, however you want to title it, neo soul, real hip hop lover. You know what I mean? So some of the Detroit music that I do play in there, of course, my man's VITDWL.
Okay.
Play him all the time. You know, Slum Village, Monica Blair, and that's just to name a few. So it's when you come in, you may hear Eric Roberson playing, you may hear Robert Glasper playing, you know, Jill Scott. It's just a mixture, neo soul, acid jazz, but it's chill, it's mellow, it's comfortable.
Would you be open to some of the local artists that are not so known?
Listen, you don't have to be known, but if your music is good
music, yeah,
it's positive, and because I can't listen to, like, my partner, he has several different businesses.
Okay.
So when he comes in, he's like, dude, I need you to keep on playing that, because the vibe is just so chill. So I would love to, and that's one thing about it, I really would love to tap into is a lot of Detroit local artists that are good. You know what I mean? Because you have, Detroit has some talent. From music producers to writers.
Yes.
Detroit is and if you really look into the music industry, we're at the top of the game because we're behind the scenes, because we're producing, we're writing for people. You know, artists like Zoe. I'm like, who's that? You know, so it's Apollo Brown is one cat that I listen to all the time. You know, that produces for half of the hip hop industry.
Okay.
But people would have never known that. You know, but yeah. But you can turn me on to some Detroit artists that's good.
Oh, I got some for you.
Love to. Yeah. I mean, music is universal. Yeah, that's one thing about it. Music is universal, and it can touch you, you know, on every level. I mean, you can listen to something, bring a tear to your eye, or you dancing. It's dope. But when it's something behind it, that's with me. You know, a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of stuff in Detroit I won't listen to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It gets no airplay with me.
Yeah. No airplay and no earplay.
No. Not at all.
So Aaron, what keeps you motivated? And I am concerned, like, another question, you know, when people think, oh, I'm gonna start my business, you know, it's gonna be this and this, and I'm gonna be catching that bag and all this other stuff. How does it affect your family life when you start a business?
You know, this is a crazy thing. When I really start diving into it, I tell my wife, baby, I want this garment machine, right? And she's like, well, baby, why don't you look on eBay and find a used one? I said, no, I want a brand new one. I said, well, baby, why don't you get a used one? I said, no, I want a brand new one. And I got a brand new one, right? I paid $5,000 cash for it.
Ooh, Lord.
I waited. Once I paid, matter of fact, I paid for it in March, right? This was back in 2013. I got that machine June, and it was damaged. The company will not refund me my money. And to this day, I have a $5,000 Easy T printer sitting in my basement that I've never used. And that was $5,000 gone.
And you couldn't get nothing.
Nathan. Then when I started doing my research, Better Business Bureau, horrible. All F's. And I took that 5,000 L. I took that out of my children's mouths, from my wife. That was a blow. But she was like, okay. And then I turned right around, maybe 2 years later, and quadrupled that and got another machine. Imagine you go and talk to your spouse like, hey, I want to invest in, when you lost $5,000 a few years previous.
Right.
So it's, and I got it. I did get the other machine.
Okay.
And my wife stood by me and was like, I got to ride or die. I got to ride or die wife. She stood by me and I got that machine. And it was hard.
I bet you did some research before you got it, though.
No doubt. No doubt. But I had major issues with that machine in the beginning. So they had to give me a whole brand new machine. So it's been some real rough waves, but I've had some smooth sailing, but it's sacrificed. I would say that.
Yeah.
It's sacrificed because there had been times when I first started, when I was working my job on first shift, I would get off and I would still come down in my basement when I was working from home. And literally, one night I worked till like 4:30 in the morning and I had to be to work at 6. And I was leaving out about 5:15. So that grind, and if you're married or you have a significant other, and if you're really, really trying to do it,
right,
that's a sacrifice, because that's time that you're trying to build, but that's time that you're sacrificing with your spouse, that time you're not spending with them. It takes effect. It takes a toll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes a toll. So on you mentally, it's stressful. You're trying to juggle this. You're trying to build your dream.
Right.
But you got to maintain your household.
Exactly.
So it's been working. It's still a challenge sometimes. But like I said, I mean, I thank God I got to ride or die.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's on this ride with me.
So what are some of the things? What are some of your greatest accomplishments since you decided to do this?
It's funny because other people look at me at a certain, and I don't see that, because I'm just humble, and I think this process is so grueling. The store. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of my greatest accomplishments, because a few years ago I was just a brand in the store.
Right.
Now I'm an owner of the store with my brand.
Right.
So that is a very big accomplishment, because a lot of times I stand in that store. When I get there in the morning, I get there, I'm a business owner. Turn on the lights, turn on my smell goods, turn on my music, and I mop the floor. And when I'm mopping that floor, and this is real talk, when I'm mopping that floor, I'm like, thank you, Lord.
Right.
Because I have an opportunity to do so many things now. And now that I've accomplished the store, in my mind and my planning, I'm on to my next thing. And it's not apparel. Okay. So that is the greatest accomplishment, and knowing how far God has brought me, and I'm here now. I'm at step 2. I'm just trying to, because it's a brand. So when next year or 2 years now, when you see Detroitism, like, I thought he sold T-shirts. No, this is something else. But he still has, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
That's awesome.
I believe that is the greatest accomplishment. You know, and I
Yeah.
don't pat myself on the back. And sometimes my wife has to be because I'm my worst critic. I am so hard on myself because I want to
You
be
want
the
to do your
best.
part.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And my wife, sometimes she has to take me back. Like, hey, look, you did this, you did that. And then
Right.
people that are close around me have to be like, bro, pump your brakes. Look at what you've done. And I have
Yeah.
to be like, okay.
Yeah, we need those reminders sometimes.
Yeah. Leah, like today, I'm a grinder. I will print and print and print, and I'll go all day without eating because I'm trying to. And everybody's in the store like, Aaron, just sit down and eat. Sit down and
Right.
eat. Okay, let me do a couple more. I steady go on, you know, and people have to be like, slow down, and you know, but that's just
Uh-oh.
me. Vacation, any of that. You know,
Yeah.
that's my character.
Don't be passing out, Aaron. Don't do
You
that.
know what's funny? Today literally I got to the store at 10 o'clock and I closed at 7. You know what time I
Okay.
ate? About 6:20.
Wow.
You know, and my partner sometimes has to be like, bro, just stop. Just stop. You know. But
Thank God for your partner because yeah, you
hey,
got even though you're doing your thing and you want to make sure it's the best, you still got to take care of yourself.
yeah, and people are always like, and I'm like, you know, somebody told me they was like, you can chill now. I'm like, I can't chill because I can hustle all day and print shirts and do this and that. But I told them, I said, look, I can't chill now because I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, but I right now want to learn the business of the business so I can keep and maintain my business. You get so many people, they start things, but they don't learn their business and they
Yeah.
fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, down to the money, down to the marketing, my marketing mind is, I believe, is ingenious. It's crazy, but
Right.
I want to constantly keep going so I can be around. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm trying to build a legacy and I'm trying to do it the right way.
Nubian
So
said she went on the site and my, I love it. And then she said that pink
appreciate
hoodie is calling my name.
you. Thank you. Hey, listen, the site is I do everything myself, y'all. So excuse me. There are so many things that aren't on the site that I post on social media. If you go on my Instagram page, you won't see it on the website. Because when I say I have to do everything myself, like I was talking to you earlier,
Right.
I'm not tech savvy, y'all. I don't even know how to put music on Instagram I don't know. Like I was trying to, when you uploaded this right
Right.
here, I
Yeah.
had to get somebody at work to show, hey, how do I link this? I don't know how to do that. I need some help, but I have to
Right.
do everything myself. So from the website to all of that. So I'm getting ready to revamp it. Well, I'm getting ready to have somebody revamp it for me.
Okay.
So, but if anybody wants something, they can always go on Instagram. They can always DM me. You can even call me or come to the store. If you don't see it, I got you. I'll order it and I'll make it. I got you. But I
Okay.
appreciate the love, though. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
That is some nice looking stuff, man. Nice looking, nice looking.
Thank you. I pride myself. You know what? And I don't want to say this the wrong way. Even with my thought provoking teas company, I
Mm-hmm.
had somebody to do my logo years ago, right? But
Mm-hmm.
when I looked at it, it boxed me in,
Mm.
and I didn't want to be boxed in. You don't have to know that I'm a black man in business. All you have to know is that I'm doing good business. So when I looked at that brand, I was like, people are going to identify that, and that will stop you. And that's just real talk. And it's
Okay.
not me hiding, me being black, because I'm proud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud.
Okay. Black and I'm proud.
But I had to revamp the logo. And then even with my creativity with my brand, I kid you not, Leah, I wear my brand every single day.
Now
Every day.
You got to brand yourself. You have to.
Listen, man, we can go out of town. Well, when we could go out of town. I pull out my suitcase, my wife's like, for real? That's for real? Everything is Detroitism. But I have people, I've had white men that are 70 years old. You're like, hey, man. Me and my daughter was at the hospital one time, the doctor's office, getting her sports records or whatever, her shot records for sports. And she's like, Daddy, old man keep looking at you. When we were done, he walked over to me, and all I had was my Detroitism, but I had a definition on it. He grabbed the hoodie, said, hey, man, I like that. And that made me proud that this literally 70-year-old, every bit of 70, came over to tell me. And I literally have all walks of life, all races, and all ages. Like when they see me with something, hey, that's nice. Hey, I like that. I like that. You know, and it's young women, old women, young men, old men. You know, like this shirt I have on now. Before, it just used to say dope. Okay. But I put Detroitism at the bottom, right?
Right.
So I told you earlier, I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, right? So my marketing thing, I said, you know what? Let me make these dope shirts in the fraternity and sorority color, right? And there was a Penn Hill picnic in Oak Park a few years ago. And a lot of times when you hear dope, people look at it in a negative light when they hear the word dope because they think of drugs, dope, or whatever. Right. So I had this one sister say, let me ask you something, brother. What do the other organizations think of you with the colors with dope? And she told me she used to be in law enforcement. She didn't tell me what part of law enforcement, but she said from my division of law enforcement was I kind of strayed away from that. Okay. And when I broke it down to her, this is how, as far as dope came along, I was thinking about it. And my daughter dances. One of my daughters, she dances. And I was like, you know what? What if I walked into church? What if I walked into Triumph Church and I had this dope shirt on and an old person stopped me? Sir, you can't wear that in here. This is where the whole dope concept came from. And my thing is, first of all, God is dope to me. God is dope. My wife is dope. My kids are dope. My church is dope. My fraternity is dope. I am dope. If you don't think the highest of yourself, nobody will. So that's where dope came from. You know, so after I got through explaining that to the sister at the picnic, she was like, brother, I need one of them shirts. Because I go against the grain. You know, everybody, oh, dope. Oh, dope is such. No, sister, look at it from this point. You are dope. You ought to think that you dope. You know, why can't you think you're the highest? Why can't you think of yourself on the highest level? That's what you're supposed to do. Right. So when I got through from talking to her, and then another lady, which was older than her, when I got through with her, she was like, brother. So, and that makes me feel good because everything is authentic that I do. Everything is authentic. So from all the styles that I do, some of them have just a sweet design. Right. But most of them have a meaning behind it. Okay. You know, it's something behind it. I don't just, sometimes a design just comes, I'm like, okay, sweet. But for the most part, behind that design is the reason why it came to be, you know?
That's dope. That's dope. Oh man, that's awesome. I'm real proud of you.
I appreciate this. I'm proud of you too. This is
Thank
what's up.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Congratulations again and again on your accomplishments.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I can't wait to get my hoodie and all that stuff. I'm gonna
Yes.
find out what
Got
color
you.
and everything and
Yeah,
place
you
my
let me know
order.
what you want. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Let me know what you want. I
yeah,
got you.
keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, that's
Oh,
awesome, man.
I ain't stopping. I can't stop. I'm too invested now.
Can't stop, won't stop.
No, I'm too invested with time, sacrifice, money, blood, sweat, tears.
Right.
You know, but there's one thing I would say this. Brother by the name of Ty Mopkins in the city of Detroit. You know him,
Mm-hmm.
he did Mr. Allen's Elites. He has the Ty Mopkins starter jackets.
Right.
When I first met him, he said, you know, a lot of people, because everybody knows him, right? Thanks, Janetta. Thanks, Kia. He told me, he said, you know what? A lot of people, when they look at me, they like, oh yeah, Ty, yeah. They see all the wins. They don't see all those L's.
Okay.
You know, those L's build character.
Yeah,
They truly build character. If you really trying to do something, stick it out. Those L's will build you
that's true.
for real.
That's very true. So what kind of things do you got going on, like coming up? Any new designs or anything about to break wide? What you got going on?
Yeah, I got a new design image that's already done. I'm just waiting. I'm gonna drop it March 1st. It's for 313.
Okay.
Uh so it's fire, as people been telling me. It's fire.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm working on my spring collection. So we know it's gonna be cold first day of spring. But the first day of spring, I'm dropping my spring collection. So on social media, I'll do some little snippet drops, you know,
Okay.
for people to see.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be nice. So I'm working on that. And then
Looking
too, with
forward.
our store, My Creative Brands, we're trying to do what we're gonna continue to do is do a Black Friday every month. It's not about Black history. It's just
Okay.
really about Black Friday and us supporting each other. So,
Yeah.
and the concept behind Black Friday is we're selling just Black apparel. I don't mean, you know, but like a black like this I have on, or all
Right.
Black, as long as it's on a Black piece of apparel and people can walk out of there on Black Friday, whatever Friday we choose to do it. But we're
Mm-hmm.
going to continue that once a month.
Okay.
You know, and then the summertime, we do, Lord willing, that we get back to some type of normalcy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but we always do pop-up shops. We do block party. We shut the block down. Like, for instance, grand opening
Mm-hmm.
was from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., right?
Wow.
That store, no lie, bang, from 1:15 to 9 o'clock.
Wow.
We had a food truck out there, and it was supposed to have been somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they were like, it's cold out there, so they referred him. He didn't know what he was getting into. He was like, new, I don't.
You probably ran out of food.
He sold out of everything,
Wow.
everything. So that day was hectic, but it was beautiful.
That's
It
what's up.
it was. So we appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. Even if people have never bought, I tell people this and you may think I'm lying, but even if you've never bought anything from me, but if you see something and you like, that's dope, I like that. That means a lot to me because that's motivation for me to keep doing what I'm doing. You know
Right.
what I
Right.
mean? You're going to have your haters. I invite you. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's motivation. As T.I.
Right.
said, that's motivation for me,
Right. Right.
you know? But we appreciate everybody. You know, people get a chance, come by the store, just say what's up. You know, check it out. See if I'm
Yeah.
lying.
That's awesome. Well, Aaron, I appreciate you for being on.
Thank you for having me, Leah.
Welcome
Thank
to come back anytime. And how do we find out about the Black Fridays? What Friday is going to be on? We check your social media. Or...
Yes, I will always post it on social media, you know, whether it's coming from Detroitism or My Creative Brand or any of the brands that you see. If it says My Creative Brand, yeah. But we're going to, I'll always announce it. You'll always see a post because my Instagram page is connected to Facebook, even though I don't get on Facebook, y'all. So if you try to reach me, like my sister said, you don't never return my message on Facebook. I don't really get on Facebook, sis. It's just connected to it.
Right.
So
right.
I'm free. I'll give my number out to you right now. Y'all just call me, but text me. You know, we get all these robocalls. Text me if you need something. If you see something on my social media page and you like it, you want it, call me. DM me. Should I get my number out?
If you want to.
Oh, y'all can reach me at 313-603-8304.
313-603-8304.
That's the business phone.
83.
But yeah, text me.
Okay.
Text me. Be like, hey, I saw something. And you got to pay for it first. Don't be calling me about, hey, can I get this? You know, you're going to get quality from me. You're going to get quality, and I pray that you come back when you shop with us.
Right.
Oh, the spring collection will be. I do have women's clothes, too. I do have women's clothes. So, you know, it's going to be fire. And I ask people, be honest. You know, if you don't like it, be honest. The truest feedback is the best feedback.
Right.
You know, I don't want because you think you're cool with me or you cool with me that you just tell me the truth.
Exactly.
Like I said earlier, everybody don't like Adidas. Everybody don't like Louis Vuitton. Everybody ain't gonna like Detroitism. I hope they will.
Right.
But you know, we try to do something for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so. But I'm gonna keep bringing that fire, as they say.
Keep doing that.
Well, again, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, sister.
I will be talking to you because I want to talk to you about a couple other things off of here as well.
Okay.
But
hit me up with that good music too. Some of the artists I can play.
I definitely will. And you know, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Share this video, like this video.
Thank you. Hey, how do I do that? How can my wife see this later? Or anybody that wants to see?
I'll send you the links.
Okay, sweet.
Yep, I'll send the links to you. And yeah,
this
subscribe.
Is your first time. On TV.
You did good. Yeah, subscribe to Vibing in the D with Leah. We got more to come. I have an author, Xavier Jones, next week, so I'm looking forward to that. Young man who's out here writing and teaching others about writing and doing the dang thing. And we can't forget about Goddamn It with Cheese TV. Goddamn It with Cheese TV will be on tomorrow night on its own channel. And you definitely want to tune in because I think we're going to be fooling.
Hell no. We sick of the snow. Hell no.
And we back in the bed, hanging out at night with Lily and Liz. If you need it, we got it. Saturday and it's poppin'. If you like it, we love it. Hit the share, leave a comment. Have a question, we on it. Goddamn it, say what? Make sure to say what's up. Leave no hate, all we got is love. Every weekend, let's go. Goddamn it with cheese.
Damn it with cheese.
Damn it with goddamn it with cheese.
Damn it with cheese.
Goddamn it with cheese.
Damn it with cheese.
Goddamn it with cheese.
Damn it with cheese. We sick of the snow. Hell no.
So Janita said, great interview. Nubian said, great show. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I'll get those links to you. You can share the Facebook link and also the
I'm gonna have to get some help with that too.
We got you. We got you. Get you together. Get you together. And yeah, everybody have a great night. Appreciate you all for tuning in, and make sure you tune in to, next Friday, and we'll keep it coming. So thank you. Don't go anywhere, Aaron.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all.
Talking to the diamonds of Detroit today. Vibing in the D with Lily. Talking to the diamonds of Detroit today. Vibing in the D
With Lily.